Welcome back to the channel everyone. This is Vikram and that is the Royal Enfield Guerilla 450. That is actually a very special bike. Very few people bought it, but it's really crazy. I've been riding it for almost 50 kilometers in the past 1.5 to 2 hours. So it is actually good. I'm very much impressed with the bike. Let us get started into detailed review. Guys, this is how the bike looks from the side aspect and it is absolutely beautiful. This looks like a proper scrambler, and as you can see, the entire exhaust is exposed and it is in this beautiful titanium color. It's not titanium for sure, it's stainless steel, but it looks like titanium, at least at places like these. If it's a little bit more blue colored, then it would definitely look like titanium. So from the front we have a round headlight just like any other Royal Enfield with a proper Royal Enfield logo over here. Amazing attention to detail. And on the side aspect, as you can see, this is a white and blue combination. Somehow white is not very appealing color, at least in bikes, but this thing looks good. And we have all LED indicators. All the 4 indicators are LEDs, front and back headlight or tail light, everything is LED. And here we have cooling system of the bike. This is a radiator and this is where coolant goes into. The bike is very hot actually. And this thing, heart of this bike, it's a 450cc single cylinder bike, and it is really tough to believe that it's a single cylinder. That is how smooth the bike is. And over here we have exposed rear suspension, which is completely adjustable for preload and compression. And in the rear, both at the front as well as in the rear, we have ABS, and this is a 240mm disc. Braking is really fantastic, non Royal Enfield like. As you can see, there's no proper tail lamp for this bike. These indicators are kind of multi-purpose. They work as tail lamps as well as indicators. As you can see, this strip over here works as indicator and the entire thing is a tail lamp for sure. So this is a proper scrambler, and as you can see, we have Guerilla 450 badging over here. And coming to the switch gear, on the left side, this is for the headlight, high beam and low beam, and this button is to toggle through that cluster. That is a very long story, I'll get to that in a bit. And on the right side we have kill switch, pass button, that means hazard light button, and this is the mode selector of the bike. As you can see, if I press that, it has 2 riding modes, performance and eco. There's a clear throttle response difference in both the modes. And we have this master cylinder over here. The bike is actually very appealing to me somehow. It looks more scramblerish and it kind of looks very un-Royal Enfield like, as you can see. So if we get into this cluster, when it's very bright outside, this thing glows in white, and when it is dark, this thing is in black. Over here we have a joystick to control or toggle through this cluster. You can change the appearance by using mode button. If you long press it, then it will get into a bigger tachometer. Again, if we long press it, we can change the appearance over here. And if we get into home, you can toggle through a lot of settings. This is the trip data, and this is all the alerts and service reminders and all that stuff. And over here we have trip data, as I said. And when we get into home, as you can see, it's kind of tough to get into home. When you get into settings, you have appearance. It's got 2 modes, something like you can change the colors and all that stuff. So now I'll let you guys hear the exhaust note of this bike. This is how it sounds when it's idling. So that is how this thing sounds. Sound is actually not very interesting as such, but it is very smooth. The bike is extremely smooth. And as I said, it is kind of tough to believe that it's a single cylinder, because even at higher revs like past 6,000, 7,000 RPM, there are very less vibration. It is very manageable. And as I said, it is a smooth bike for a single cylinder. So this bike is priced at somewhere around 3.5 lakhs on road. So that price, it is actually a worthy package is what I feel, because first thing, it is smooth and it is absolutely torquey. You wouldn't feel the need of a bigger bike. That is how torquey the bike is. This thing produces somewhere close to 40 bhp and 40 newton meters of torque, around 3,500 RPM, which is quite low. That is usable torque. So when you're cruising in the city, when you're riding it in the city, all that torque is very usable. Unlike big bikes where the torque comes down at very high RPMs, For these bikes, torque comes down at low RPM, so these are perfect city machines. But one thing I noticed about this bike is handle position is kind of high. You know, for ADVs it's fine, but these kind of bikes, I wish they could have given a flat handlebar. Somehow I'm used to riding in aggressive position, but this thing has a bit higher handlebar, you know. That is why it's kind of uncomfortable. But if you're very much used to it, this will be more comfortable than low handlebars. I am someone who's very much used to riding in aggressive position because my bike has a forward lean position, but this thing is kind of flat, as you can see, and even the pegs are center set. So on something like this, if you're used to it for 2 to 3 months, then this will be very comfortable. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video real soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.